So how's the teaching going for you?
Very well, man. That's probably the most exciting part of my life at this point, especially with the Skype
Mm,
lessons, because what that enables me to do is teach the way I learned to teach. I mean, Berkeley is great, and institutional training is great. However, sometimes it can be a little bit restrictive
mm,
because you know you have to you have to teach what the institution deems as being what they feel is important for the student. However, from my perspective, as you know, I've had 30 years of success in the industry, so
mm.
sometimes well, most of the time, I like it when I can go outside the boundaries. And even when you were my student, I mean, I wasn't really the normal kind of teacher anyway.
Right,
So
right.
it enables me to do and say things and create analogies and so on for that are applicable, and it gives me a lot of space to do what I need to do, and it allows me to teach people from all over the world. I have a student in Japan, student in London, student in Texas, Philly. I mean, all over the country even. So it's the teaching has taken on another a life for me, and I really really appreciate it. And I love Berkeley too, but the process of helping people become better is just something that really turns me on.
So the Skype lessons are something that you do independently and not through Berkeley.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
independently. And I have my own, and actually I do educational DVDs now, and off my website and educational seminars and stuff like that. So all that is through my company, my own company here, and it allows me to go directly to people who want to play, sing, or write or whatever, in the manner that I've been doing for 30, 40 years, and so it's direct to consumer kind of thing, and a
Yeah.
lot of the go ahead.
Oh no, no, I was listening.
So that's kind of the approach that I'm taking, and for people who can't afford $40,000 a year to come to an institution, and who want to study with me now, they have direct access through Skype, and what Skype lacks sonically, we can do over MP3 or what have you, and I can, wherever I am, in the world, I can still be effective as a teacher and as a mentor, or whatever is needed. And not only that, but I have students who are recording, and they need me to counsel them as it relates to mic positioning and how phrasing this and phrasing that. So it's just a great world right now to be a part of.
So what all classes are you teaching when you do it through Skype? Is it an actual class or is it like individual private lessons?
It's individual private lessons, and
Okay.
basically I cater them, and the curriculum is based on it's constructed by myself and the student. Whatever the student feels, what the direction of the student is my focus. If they want, if they need a better technique and vocabulary, whatever the situation is, and that's what we focus on. If they're medium and maybe the intermediate students and they want to get to the next level so they can be recording artists, then we function on that. There are a couple of students who are already recording artists who are putting together a CD, who love what I don't play on the saxophone, and they want me to help them be conservative as it relates to their ideas and their responses to certain things. And it just basically, we construct it's kind of like I don't know. I guess it would be analogous to people. I guess in the medical industry now they can tailor a drug to a person's DNA. So
Right.
that's kind of the way I do the Skype lessons. Based upon what I think is best for that person and their makeup.
What do you think you yourself got out of the experience of being a student at Berkeley? Because I imagine it was quite a different scenario, maybe with some of the classmates you were surrounded by, or was it a similar kind of a game then?
I think it was similar.
Mhm.
I learned most from the people who I went to school with. I went to school with Rochelle Farrell,
Mhm.
Branford Marcellus, Smitty Smith, Jeff Tain Watts, R&B artists, or a band that people don't even know anymore. I mean, that's how I really learned how to play and sing. I learned how to play and sing before I got here, but when around the age of 18, 19, 20 is when it really took off because I was able to play at Wally's Cafe, other cafes and joints around the town that really enable people just to go and just play for people, not musicians. Because people paid to come in there and they wanted to be entertained.
Right.
So if you play weird stuff going on all the time and they didn't understand what, and you weren't moving, you got. Sometimes people said bad things to you, threw things at you, and you learned, you learn differently than you learn in the classroom.
Are you talking about like at local bars there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that was the last of the children's circuit, and the last of the the entertainment, the kind of urban entertainment kind of thing. What you have now at Berklee is that you really don't have that other aspect of it. So you have an antiseptic kind of approach dealing with music, where students go in there and you teach them the ABCs, and they come out saying ABCs, and then you go into the community and they're like, well, this isn't entertaining. I can go ABC myself.
Right.
So we've lost some of the. We've lost basically a lot of the experience, playing in clubs and stuff like that. So what I try to do is recreate the club scene at Berklee. So that's changed in the sense that I have to bring that reality into the classroom, in addition to teaching the ABCs or the 1, 2, 3s of music. And that it actually is exciting because it's something that I've had to really be creative with, because how do you create a Wildie's Cafe or an institution that enables a person to really
wait, what kind
skills?
of?
So I mean, the thing is that students now have lost the ability to communicate with people who don't play instruments.
Yeah.
And that's a problem, because they're jumping through hoops and they're playing all these different great ideas and so on and so forth, but the masses remain untouched. And that's what jazz music, R&B music, funk music, it was never like that in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. I mean, you were able to reach a person, to move a person by what you played or what you sang, and that's what I teach.
So well, tell me about the CD. Where and when was it recorded? The In the Groove Live, and was it one show or a combination? And tell me the details about it.
This album was recorded in Boston, four shows.
Okay.
And I just picked the tunes that I like, or the songs that I like, and we just went from there. I mean, there's no overdubs. There are no overdubs, and then no auto tuning and none of that kind of stuff. We're just straight up raw.
Yeah.
Walter Beasley in the, you can even hear, some mistakes and stuff, and how I come back in, and after actually, and the band doesn't even know on the recreate from Mr. Magic that I'm coming back. So when I come back, you hear band like, what's he doing, and all of a sudden I just start circular breathing, and just and that's how we end the set. But it's I think it's my best work. It reflects where I am now. I don't want things to be too cookie cutter or too I'm not into that anymore. I think even the demise of some of the smoother kinds of musical styles, I'm not too depressed about that either. I think that musicianship has taken a hit, both in the smooth jazz scene and on the straight ahead scene. I mean, I think you have a lot of players who love. I think you have many musicians who love what music does to people and how it makes them, feel better about themselves. But I think when I was coming up, you had people who loved music and who felt that we gave nothing to the music and music gave everything to us. And this is kind of the way this record feels to me, that I'm just letting the music just speak to me, and I'm just doing what's necessary to create a certain effect or a certain vibe, and it's done after that.
So is the phrase smooth jazz, I mean, is it anything that you have a problem with? I mean, as far as if people call you a smooth jazz artist, or is that like a title that you wear proudly?
People can call me what they want to call me, man. I mean, it doesn't really, it doesn't hurt me and it doesn't help me.
Okay.
So I mean, if my music touches you, that's great. No matter who you are, what you are, if I've done something and said something that's made your life better, that's all I care about.
And on this live CD, you have a couple of songs that you perform on there from a CD you did last year called Sax Meditations. So what's the concept behind that? What makes a song a sax meditation?
The way it makes me feel. If I feel totally at peace with a song that, song that I've written or something that I'm playing, and I know that it's not going anywhere, but it's just, it just really lowers my blood pressure and just makes me feel, just grateful to be breathing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a song that I put on Sax Meditations.
Okay.
Because